Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to learn deep into Dover Beach by Matthew Arnold, which was a classic poem that captures the melancholy of the Victorian age. So we'll explore the context, the themes and a stanza-wise analysis to help you understand this powerful work in a better and smooth manner. So stay till the end for some key exams insights also. So, before analyzing the poem, let's set the context on which the poem is written. So, Dover Beach was written during the Victorian age, which was a period of rapid industrialization, scientific progress, and some religious uncertainty. So, the poet Matthew Arnold was deeply troubled by the decline of faith in society. So, this poem reflects his concern that he has about the fading belief in religion and the growing sense of existential despair. Now, let's quickly talk about Matthew Arnold a bit. So, Matthew Arnold was born in 1822 and he died in 1888. So, he was a poet, critic, and cultural commentator. He was a famous critic, I must say. He believed that poetry should address some moral and social concern. So, most of his works, we can see that his works often reflect the skepticism he has about the modern world, which is a major theme. We'll learn how it's a major theme in Dover Beach also. Now, let's learn before diving into the stanza by stanza analysis. I'll tell you why the poem is named so. Okay, Dover is a coastal town in England that is famous for its towering white cliffs that faces France. So the poem is set at Dover Beach overlooking the English Channel. And as I already said, this poem was set in Victorian age, means it's written most probably in mid 19th century, and this poem reflects the Victorian age theme and characteristics. Okay, so science, particularly Darwin's theory of evolution, was challenging the traditional beliefs. So that challenge leaves people questioning the faith and morality. So Arnold's Dover Beach captures the sense of loss and doubt. Now let's analyze it stanza by stanza. Okay, first, if we are going to read the poem, we'll start. The sea is calm tonight, the tide is full, the moon lies fair upon the straits, on the French coast the light gleams and is gone. The cliffs of England stand, glimmering and vast, out in the tranquil bay. Come to the window, sweet is the night air. So the poem begins with a peaceful description of sea at night. So Arnold paints a romantic and serene picture of nature for his readers. Okay, Dover's white cliffs, they symbolize strength, but there is an undertone of loneliness that is always hovering over. Okay, so the French coastline, as it mentioned in the poem, that gleams and disappears, which suggests about the uncertainty of the modern world. Perhaps we can say that it's a metaphor for fleeting hope or faith that the Victorian people are encountering. So, at first, the scene appears calm and beautiful, but this tranquility is deceptive. Means what we are seeing is not actually presented. Okay, so the poet will soon going to reveal a deeper sadness beneath this beauty. Next lines, only from the long line of spray where the sea meets the moon blanched land. Listen, you hear the grating roar of pebbles which the waves draw back and fling. At their return of the high strand, begin and cease, and then again begin with tremulous cadence slow, and bring the eternal note of sadness in. So the calm sea now becomes restless, with waves pulling back and crashing. So the grating roar here is mentioned. So the grating roar of pebbles creates a disturbing sound which symbolizes the harsh realities of the life. Again, the phrase begin and cease and then again begin. This particular phrase reflects the endless cycle of the human suffering, that the suffering has no end. It's a cycle. So, the eternal note of sadness, this particular phrase suggests that sorrow is an inherent part of human existence, and even if we try, we cannot ignore it. So, Arnold subtly shifts from describing nature to expressing the human emotions, and the waves movement here mirrors the ups and downs that the life has by highlighting an underlying sadness. So this first stanza was all about how the contrast was present, how he first presented nature to express the human emotions. Now let's move forward to the second stanza. So the lines begins of the second stanza with Sophocles long ago heard it on the again, and it brought into his mind the turbid ebb and flow of human misery. We find also in the sound of thought, hearing it by this distant northern sea. So Arnold connects his thoughts to Sophocles, who was a Greek tragedian. So Sophocles, hearing the waves of the Aegean Sea, also saw them as a symbol of human suffering. So this reference about Sophocles suggests that the feeling of despair is timeless, because it also existed in the ancient Greece, and now also it is going to continue, or it continues in the Victorian England. So by referencing Sophocles, Arnold reminds us that human suffering is not new. It has been a constant throughout history. It means it's a tradition, we can say. The third stanza begins with the lines, "The sea of faith was once too at the full, and round earth the soul lay like the folds of a bright girdle fold. But now I only hear its melancholy, long withdrawing roar, returning to the breath of the night wind down the vast edges drear and naked singles of the world." So, the sea of faith once that gave humanity a spiritual security like a protective girdle. Okay, but now that faith is retreating, means it's stepping back. So that step that it took, the back step the faith took, leaves the world bare and exposed. So the melancholy, long withdrawing roar, this particular phrase emphasizes that the poet's grief, how the poet was grieving over the loss. So Arnold mourns the decline of religious faith, which once provided some moral guidance, but now we can see it's fading away, leaving behind some emptiness and uncertainty. So in the stanza 3, mostly Arnold was mourning over the emptiness and uncertainty that is only presented now. Next, the fourth stanza begins with the line, "Ah, love, let us be true to one another, for the world which seems to lie before us like a land of dreams, so various, so beautiful, so new, hath really neither joy, nor love, nor light, nor certitude, nor peace, nor help for pain. And we are here as on a darkling plain, swept with confused alarms of struggle and flight, where ignorant armies clash by night." So the poet turns out to love as the only source of comfort. So the world appears beautiful, but it is actually empty and devoid of any meaning. So words like joy, love, peace, they are contrasted with nor, showing that how it's lacking a true happiness. And also, the poem is ending on a very grim note, as we can see, which compares life to a chaotic battlefield. And the term ignorant armies in the ending line symbolizes that people are fighting without understanding why they are fighting and why it's living a critique of blind conflicts in society. So, in the end, we see that the poem is ending on a very sad and grim note, which is all about the uncertainty, emptiness, and the chaotic life has become. So, this is all about the fourth stanza. If I summarize this whole poem, Dover Beach is exploring the loss of faith, human suffering, the uncertainties of the modern world. But it remains relevant today as it reflects the existential doubt of every era. So that's it for our today's video on Dover Beach. And if you all found this poem's analysis helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, be safe and keep loving literature.